Hi guys, it's Ray here from Man City Fan TV. Just a quick review of the Champions League draw and the Carabao Cup draw, which have both taken place tonight. I know Andy was giving live updates on Twitter, and we had a little video out on YouTube earlier previewing the draw. But I just want to give some feedback as to who we've got and what I think about the draw, and a little bit of information about the clubs from what I know. So City are drawn in Group F, where they're #1 seeds, obviously, in that group because we won the league, just in case you'd forgotten, last season. And in our group, we've got Olympique Lyonnais, Lyon to most people. We've got Shakhtar Donetsk, and we've got a German team called Hoffenheim. I'll start with the Shakhtar Donetsk because they're the second seeds in that group. Now, they're in the Ukraine. Now, obviously, there's been a lot of political problems in Ukraine between Ukraine and Russia. And there's been a war over there, and Ukrainian and Russian teams are kept apart in the group phase of the Champions League. Unfortunately for Shakhtar Donetsk, they're having to play their home games in Kharkiv, which is 150 miles away from their normal home ground. Now, Shakhtar Donetsk have dominated the Ukrainian league for many years now. I think, looking at the stats, they've won the Ukrainian league 10 times out of the last 14. But having said that, I mean, they'll have obviously the Champions League money that helps them to become a stronger team. Realistically speaking, they shouldn't be posing too many problems for City. I'd be disappointed if we can't beat them at least at home, and we should be beating them away. I think we're far too good. Looking at things that have been going on where we've been playing recently, so I think that fingers crossed, that should be a good 6 points for us. I'm not trying to be arrogant or count me chickens, but I think it'll be a difficult game over in Ukraine, but I think we should still put up a good account of ourselves. Olympique Lyonnais, they're the third seeds in this group. Now, they're a decent team. I think they won the French Championship, the Ligue 1, 7 times in a row. They've only won it 7 times, and they won it 7 times on the bounce. Before, they were pretty much overtaken by PSG, and they've won it many times. And the odd occasion, other clubs have come and nicked it. I think, if I remember correctly, Monaco won it once, and possibly Bordeaux or Marseille. But for about 10 years now, Lyon haven't won the championship in France. But they're always up there, thereabouts, in the top 3, qualifying for the Champions League. I think Lacazette, who now plays for Arsenal, came from Lyon. And I think they've got a good standard of a team. They've got a decent team. You might recall that Jason Denier has just been sold by City to Lyon. So that might be a very early reunion for him and City. And I'm particularly interested to see how well he does against us if he plays. As I said, they're a decent team. We'll be probably going there. Lyon, it's hot in the summer, cold in the winter. So I think just gonna, we could end up with Shakhtar Donetsk being cold. We could be Lyon being cold. But I think our players will cope. It's not too far away. A couple of hours on a plane. It's probably great for the fans as well. Decent sized stadium. Hopefully, plenty of tickets for the away fans. So I'm really actually looking forward to going down to Lyon. And the last team in our group is Hoffenheim, who are quite new to the Champions League. I think they've only had 1 league game this season, and no disrespect to them. They went down 3-1 at Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich are the top team in Germany. I've been for quite a few years now. And so there's no disgrace in getting beat by them. I think they played in a cup game. I can't remember who it was against and what league the other team were in, but they battered them, I think, 6-1. So, probably got a little bit of form going into the season. And you can forget about the Bayern Munich result. Now, Hoffenheim, they play in a stadium of, I think it's about 35,000 fans capacity. And they play in a town with only 30,000 population, something like that. And so fingers crossed we'll get a good, decent allocation of a few thousand tickets, and a lot of City fans should be able to go over there. You might not know too much about Hoffenheim. If you watch a little bit of the Bundesliga, I watch some reviews of the Bundesliga. They've had the youngest ever coach in the Bundesliga. I think he was only 28 when he was appointed a couple of years ago. That's Julian Nagelsmann, and he looks a very promising coach. He looks very excitable on the touchlines. But he's only, I think, 29, 30 years old now, so maybe that goes with the territory of a young coach. And you might have heard of Hoffenheim because Roberto Firmino played there for 4 years. I think they class him as a club legend. Yeah, he had 4 very productive years there before he moved to Liverpool. Another little bit of tidbit, they have a solar-powered stadium. So they produce solar electricity, which provides enough electricity for about 200 or 300 homes in the local area. That's just a little bit of tidbit. And yeah, I'm excited to go there. I think it's a pretty little town where they play and where they're situated. So I think that's another interesting trip for City fans. That'll be a new place for them to visit, and I'm really looking forward to that one as well. Overall, to be quite honest, we should be beating all these teams, I think. Let's be realistic. The way we've played under Pep, we should be looking for winning all our home games, and realistically probably a couple of the or all of the away games. I'd like us to get 4 wins out of 4 quick and earlier, and then I don't think Pep will chop and change too much, but I'd like to see a few. I'm looking ahead, maybe counting me chickens here, but I'd like to see a few kids or fringe players get a chance. You know, obviously we want to see Foden and Diaz and Mahrez play, so maybe that would be a good opportunity. I think we have been very lucky this year. Something has obviously gone wrong with the Champions League draw, because it appears that we've got an easy group, and Liverpool and Spurs have got really tough groups. Good luck to them. I'm not really bothered about them. But yeah, I think we've got a very good opportunity to wrap this group up nice and early and rest some players as needs be. And for the Carabao Cup, that draw is taking place tonight. I think it went without too many hitches. They've had some really bad press with the Carabao Cup draws in the past. I think they've had one in Thailand or China or somewhere in the early hours. Absolutely ridiculous. But we're drawn against Oxford United. They're in League One at the moment, so 2 divisions below City. They have a good, young, promising manager in Cal Robinson. And yeah, I mean, I think they've had a tough start to the season. Looking at their current record, I think they lost the first 4 league games, won the 2 Carabao Cup games, and they won their last league game. So they'll be near the bottom somewhere with, I think, 3 points out of 15, which is a pretty poor return. But hey, you know, they've won 3 games if you include the 2 Carabao Cup games, so it's not such a bad start to the season for them. So what can I tell you about Oxford United? I'm just going to give facts off the top of my head. They play at the Kassam Stadium. I think they had a rich owner a few years ago. His surname, I guess, was Kassam. It's a little bit outside the town. I've been there, walked to the stadium from the town centre. It's a little bit of a trek. I think out on the ring road. And the only other thing that I can think of is we sent a kid out there on loan. I think it was a defender called Ashley Brown. I think it was just a double barrel surname. It's Ashley Young Brown, something like that. So I'm not actually sure. I'm not up with the information about Oxford as to whether he's playing or not. You'd expect him to be playing. We wouldn't have sent him there just to be on the bench or play with the kids. He's there to play. So it might be interesting to see him against some of our kids, and that'd be another interesting game. Obviously, it should be one we should be looking to win. I think with what Pep did last season, it's pretty much he'll play, I expect, 7 or 8 first teamers and then 2 or 3 fringe players. Maybe we'll see Aaron Muric playing his first senior game for City there. Fingers crossed he plays a few minutes in a league game before that. But it'll be very interesting to see how Aro does in a more competitive environment. And so yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. We are defending champions, and I think the minimum I want is for us to put out a decent team and trying to defend our trophy. So let's see what happens. And I don't know, even when the matches are, it'll be a few weeks away. I'm looking forward to go down to Oxford and seeing that game. See you around, Blues.